Orchids.
Hello and welcome to Mr. Kyle's Orchids. Today I have a couple things I want to show you. I have the Renanthera. I want to give its time, its due, and a Richard Mueller cross that I'm going to show you a little bit later, and also an unboxing from Equigenera. It's 84 degrees here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is like 28 Celsius. And before I show you those things, I just want to go over maybe a couple things that I've realized over time in my short 2-3 years of collecting orchids, literally collecting orchids. Before I was just kind of keeping phals. I did that for possibly up to 30 years, killed hundreds probably. Always enjoyed the flowers. Was always excited when they rebloom for me. And I was able to get them rebloom a lot. And then once, like Facebook started doing those groups, and there were, orchids for dummies, pretty much groups, and the American Orchid Society, I learned a lot how to take care of those orchids, and then became brave enough to venture out and buy orchids I never thought I would ever buy or own, and which kind of led to where I am right now. But some of the mistakes I made on the way is buying relentlessly. Just buying things because the flowers were so pretty. Didn't, understand too the size matters for orchids if you want them to bloom. You want to get them when they're a little bit bigger. And I killed probably, I don't know, tens of seedlings. I know at least 20 that I killed because I didn't realize their care, and I was just excited that they were going to have blooms that I was going to enjoy, but obviously that never happened. So yeah, buying for blooms was not necessarily a good idea, but without actually taking the time to try to research that particular orchid's needs and find out where it came from and how it grows, and I still don't know a lot of that. I'm still learning that. Then also repotting. I repotted orchids just relentlessly in the beginning, just because I wanted them to look similar and have similar pots. I didn't want a hodgepodge. Didn't understand that I should wait until there's growth and identify the growth, and wait until then to repot. So a lot of orchids suffered, even lost a few because of that. And sorry, I was reading my notes because I know I'd forget. So I actually wrote notes. I don't usually like a script because that throws me off, and I'm thinking about that and it's going to throw me off. Anyway, so then thinking that all orchids need to be in the pots, phals like, slotted pots, it is unnecessary for a lot of things. And then not realizing I could actually successfully grow orchids mounted, which saves on vertical space, or horizontal space. Vertical space is taken up there, but I have a pot for that. I might share a little bit. But and then learning conditions of the orchids. I just assumed just keep buying. It's okay. They'll be all right. And for the most part, yeah, I've lucked out. I've gotten very successfully bloomed some orchids. Some bloomed once and then stopped. So I just probably have the wrong conditions for those. And then also not realizing how big some of these guys are going to get. Some of these are going to get huge. These dendrobiums that I have back there and my Renantheras, they're going to get huge. I'm not going to have space for that when they get that big. So maybe hopefully somebody at the Orchid Society will have space. And then also when indoor, I got the lighting thing figured out last summer. I did a lot of research before I put my lights in and bought lights. But the humidity, I screwed up with that, just buying 2 small humidifiers. Burned through at least 4 little ones, and constantly some of them had to be filled twice a day. Well, finally, I did a little bit more research, and I found one that holds like 5 gallons of water. And when it's dry, yeah, I might have to refill it every couple days, but during the winter, it was going almost a week because there was a lot of humidity this winter for some reason. And so once or twice a week there, and I was good to go. So they had so far, learning light requirements. Another one I made mistakes with. I obviously burnt shit out of these. I talked about that last time. Learning to make sure not to give too much light to the ones that can't handle it. Give as much light as you can to the ones that can. So I'm working through that. And as this orchid collection grows, I maybe stabilize at one point because I really need to take in account for space. It's not all about the flower all the time. I also really enjoy the plants and what they look like. They fascinate me. And so that's a plus. So when they're not in flower, I'm still fascinated by the plant. And those give me, good vibes. I like the way they grow. I like the way the roots grow and attach. Like this one's starting to attach to these mounts. Like I've said before, this top one, there's 2 yellow birds here, and this top one is a better grow savior, which I should not have bought. It struggled until I put it on this mount with this other one, and it has grown roots, it's grown pseudobulbs, it's doing really well. So I'm going to create a condition in the house with a grid wall. I'm sure my partner's going to be happy, but where I can hang these, I have an idea of hanging these and doing a little tray underneath them, a humidity tray, so when I do spray them every day, it has somewhere to drip and it doesn't drip on the floor and get all over the place. So that's the thought plan. We'll see how that goes. I probably need to cut these. All right. But so a lot of babbling going on there. Sorry about that, but bear with me. I'll show you the unboxing and then the Ren and TheraBlooms to music, like how I like to do, and I'll talk to you after all that. Wait, don't want to be on camera? Why you camera shot? I have an unboxing from Equigenera. They had a sale a few weeks ago and I just got it. I bought 4 orchids in 2 different purchases. I'm crazy like that. It's a hot late afternoon here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm not sure if I'm going to fit this into a longer video or if it's going to stand alone. But I opened the box. I haven't opened. I haven't seen what's inside. So I got these 4. Hopefully they're all in there. Last time I had an order for Equigenera, I only got 2 out of my 3. So I'm excited about this. Let's see what they look like, and here we go. 2 packed very nicely. I do appreciate that. And yay, I see 4, so awesome. So I got a couple of Restrepias, as you saw on there, and because I got one earlier this year from a local orchid grower, Ironwood Estate Orchids, and it bloomed consistently up until like last week, and I figured, wow, I got that to bloom, let's try some more. Wow, nice looking plant. So this is Restrepia Budalata, big. Oh, nice. Don't see any flowers. That's okay. I'll have to go back and look at the flowers. I do have some pots I can put that in. So there's that one. And obviously, I gotta keep them together. There's no tag in there. Ooh, this is probably the other Restrepia. Oh, look at that. It is. Brachypus. Sounds like a dinosaur. Alright, this one feels smaller. I don't know why this one didn't have a tag, but oh well. Probably shipped the same way. Little bag. I'm gonna rip it. Yes. Nice looking little orchid. These are very new to me, so the other one I got from Ironwood is really growing well. So I'm excited about that. I guess I might just mount these. Maybe I'll do video, maybe I won't. But we'll see. So there's those two. And then this is the one that, oh look, it's in blue. I didn't need to sing that. Yeah, this is the one I would order a bunch, like last year I think, in the fall. I did a video and was disappointed that the third orchid wasn't there. Oh, it's got two flowers. This is Pepe. They didn't have it and it was out of stock, so I just got a different one and I can't remember which one that was, but I'm really liking these little Cupertonias, hybrids. I think that flower came off. It's all good. There's another bud I see. I'll get that out of there. Alright, well, I'll deal with that later. There's that one. Flower. And that lip. This one that came off. It's all good. Bud. There's a bud. So there's that. And then this is the epidendrum. I've never had one of these. Might be making a mistake. It's probably get really big. Here they flower a lot. And there, oh good. There's that. Look at that nice plant. Nice sized plant. That's pretty good. Looks good, nice and healthy, good roots. I like Ecuagenera. They do have good orchids. I did that one. Maxima was from Ecuagenera. It did have a virus. Now, granted, that could come from my orchids, or it could have come that way. But that's so far the only really big disappointment from them was that, and it wasn't. I can't blame them. But there you go. There's that. Well, thanks for sticking around this long, and I really do hope you enjoyed the flowers on the Renanthera. Here we are again. And the unboxing. Very happy with those 4 orchids I got. I did end up repotting the epidendrum here, and then I did mount one of the Restrepias, and I'll show you that in a second. And that this Richard Mueller cross is really pretty. It's supposed to have a fragrance. I don't smell anything yet, and you can't really tell, but the petals sparkle a little bit. Maybe you can tell there. So that was really, really pretty. I'm very excited to have that bloom. First time bloomer. Anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great week, and see you in the next video. Yeah, so that turned out to be a big pain in the ass. So I didn't show you. Get the right gauge fishing line, and you wouldn't have that problem. There it is. It's mounted. It's at home. Hopefully it lives. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Rising from the ground, so enjoy the show and don't be shy. Mr. Kyle's orchids reaching for the sky.